Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you Sunday, August the 2nd. The year's 2020. Let's talk trading. It's time for the weekly open and gap and the monthly open. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Trading is extremely risky. You can lose all of your money. If you need trading, investment, or financial advice, seek the advice of an accredited financial professional. So we have the month starting and the week starting on the same day. So the charts are going to look pretty interesting for the rest of the week, right? So this month, I just want to make sure that you all have your risk management in place. In fact, I called up a trader that had some questions. So I don't know if it was a surprise, but he asked if he could talk to me. So I called him up and he was telling me how, he was winning, but then he lost it all. He had like 14 trades in a row, and on the next trade, he just lost it all. I go, well, let me ask you a few questions. How much were you willing to lose per trade? He didn't have his risk management in place. So I worked with him, and hopefully, he has it written, and we're gonna put him on the track, and hopefully he'll be profitable. At least he won't be blowing his account in one trade. And then brain management, it's just so important. So much of trading is psychological. And as I was explaining to that trader, I said, you got to get your exit playbook together, because that way you don't want to be thinking in the heat of the moment. You want to be reacting to what's going on. You already want to know what you do when you're up 5 pips, and then the next thing you know, you're only up two. You need to know what you're going to do. And it's just so important that you get your exit playbook together. And you can go out and look at my exit playbook video. And I believe I put my template spreadsheet out on Crestlick.com for the exit playbook. So you can just download that Excel spreadsheet or use Open Office and and fill it out for yourself. And the same thing with the money management side. If he was up 15 pips and then he let that trade wipe him out, there was no reason for that. So he said you have to have that written trading plan and post-it note, or use the TRO my notes indicator, and put it on your screen, because you have to take the profit before the market takes it back. Oh, we just got a high touch alert here. So for the gap fills, we've got one that hasn't filled, and I guess maybe this one there wasn't a gap on the euro Swiss franc, but we have one that hasn't quite filled yet. And so far the day looks a little anemic. The pound gap down, and looks like it's filled that gap to the upside. This is what it looks like for the entire year here. And so you can see on Friday, we actually got into the opening range for the year, the first day of the year, first trading day of the year. And it looks like we might try and crack that level once again. But then again, this is almost a doji. And usually when you see a doji, price does this. Or if you see a doji down here, price does this. So we'll just have to wait and see. Once again, looking at the daily, only 155 pips below that yearly open. So far for the month, you can see here we're up 14 pips from the open. About a 51 pip range there. We're below the daily midpoint right there. And you can see what's happened a lot of times when you open below that daily midpoint. Inside bar, we're not going to have one again today. So there's still a few inside bar trades to be had if you really like trading the inside bars. Oh, and I updated the inside bar indicator, and I wrote an outside bar indicator because a trader asked for it. He just wanted to know if so I had some time this morning, so it wasn't that hard. But I changed something in the indicator, so I've got to get rid of the objects here because I fixed something in the indicator. So once again, you can find those out on Crestlick.com, and they'll go out in the next TRO build 1200 file that I'll update. No ranges over 100 so far. We're 7 hours into the trading day. We gapped down and we had to pivot here so that everything was long, and you can see here it could have already paid off. It doesn't have to hit that pivot to take profit. Once again, you take the profit before the market takes it back. How many times do I have to say that? We do have enough separation here for some rat zone ranges large enough at 50.7. But my guess is before the day is out, it's going to expand before it reverses. Now, of course, it could go down and expand or up and expand, or it could do both. But I don't think we're going to have a 51 pip range. I could be wrong. Weekly pivot looks like 1 point, let's see. 1 point, no, that's where the label is. 1.30115 looks like is what that's saying there. Let's see, if I switch over to H1, we could probably read it a little bit better, maybe. Yeah, 1.30115 weekly pivot. So look for that pivot to get taken out. Now, of course, it might take a while. Not saying it's going to happen this week. Because you see, last week we didn't take out the pivot, and what? 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. I forgot. I have it right there. 4 weeks ago, we didn't take out the pivot. But in all of 2019, we took out all the weekly pivots, and we only missed one daily pivot in 2019. So you see, we got a whole bunch missed here last month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a handful. So we'll see. Maybe they'll get taken out. Maybe not. We'll just have to wait and see what happens, and you have to trade what you see. In fact, I was talking to a trader about that, and a lot of times we're thinking the market's going to do something, but it's no thinking. You're a trained monkey, you react. You were trained, so you react in the moment what price is doing, because price is telling you what it's doing. In fact, the trader I spoke to on the phone, he goes, yeah, it would go up 10 or 15 pips, and then I'd move my stop loss up to break even +1. It would come down and hit it and bounce up again, and it kept doing that. I go, well, what's the market telling you? It's telling you to take those 10 or 15 pips and then get ready to do it again. I mean, a lot of this stuff is not hard. And I'm not trying to beat up on the trader. I'm just trying to share part of the conversation so maybe you can get some little tidbit that's go, oh yeah, that's what I need to do. Yeah, let me try that. That's all we're looking for. And the wick was pretty big because we had that doji, so in and out of the wick zone. But I don't know if it's going to go out the top, but I'd look for it to maybe come out the bottom again. It's already been out 3 times. Oh, the smart ranges. You can see here we've got 3 inside bars in a row. There was an outside bar, but I don't paint the outside bars. I'm not an outside bar trader. I just like the inside bars. So it looks like price is going to want to maybe go this way. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Once again, only 3 days out of the last 400 had a range of 51 or less. I'm surprised we had that many days at that low of a range. And you can see here the range on the hour we've already had. Looks like we had a nice, some nice range there at the open, maybe. No, 7 hours ago. This was the open here. So 4 hours ago, bar 1, 2, 3, 4. some nice range there. And one of the screens I can use to scalp trade. Um, and that's another thing. I was talking to that trader. He says he wants to trade for a living. And I asked him how many trades he takes a day and how many a week, and how much you need it to. But if you can make your living off of 5 or 10 pips a day, that's doable. We're looking at pairs that range 80 pips or more, like the pound dollar. The average range over the last 100 days was 143, and you can see here over the last 4 days, it was definitely above 80. So if you only need 10 pips, that's about what, 12.5% of it. If you can just capture a small percentage of that range, you can make your mortgage payment. But the thing is you have to trade a little bit heavy. We're not talking about nickel and dimes per pip. We're talking 10, 20, 50, maybe $100 a pip. You know, I know there's a guy that trades. I think he trades. What did he tell me? 120 some pounds a pip. He gets 5 pips. He makes about 700 or so a day. Puts that in the bank. He just needs that one trade. Just that one trade. He waits for it like a hawk, and then when the opportunity comes, he takes it. But I mean, think about it. You could capture 5 pips. You could be done sometimes in under an hour. And then you can enjoy life. Why not, right? Why be a slave to the screen? But you got to earn it. And what I mean by that is you start off maybe with $1 a pip or a dime a pip. And you work your way up, just like in the gym. It's like I told the trader, I said, you get in the gym and I put 50 pounds on the barbells. You go, oh man, this is easy. I go, yeah, it's easy, but your form sucks. If I put 250 pounds on there, you're going to tear something, rip something, or break something. So until you get your form right, you're going to be lifting 50 pounds. And then we'll move up to 60. And then we'll move up to 70. So long as you keep your form right, we can keep stacking plates. But you got to get your form right. So same thing in trading. Got to get that form right. Get your risk management down. Get your brain management down. Your money management down. You get your entries. You don't hesitate. You don't take some entry that you shouldn't. You execute your exit playbook. That's how you earn it. Sometimes I feel like I'm repeating myself when I talk about these things, and I probably am. But I guess some people need to hear it more than once. Sometimes they need to hear it in a different way. So if any of you traders, like to go out to Facebook or YouTube, if you've learned something here, tell people what you've learned in your own words, because maybe the way you explain it, it gives them that aha moment. I don't say I'm a great anything other than maybe, I'm a pretty good programmer, but I don't say I'm a great teacher or educator or anything like that. So, some people think I suck at teaching. Well, you know, that's their opinion. Some people, they think I'm not good at this, that I don't explain these things right. Well, that's their opinion. Some people watch a few videos, they get it, and they're off to the races. They're putting pips away every day. And that's all we're trying to do here. Some people see this screen, they get it from the get-go, and they master it. Red at the line goes short, green at the line go long. Look at that. In either of those hours there, you could have had your 10 pips or 5 pips. Been done for the day. It's not that difficult. You just have to do it. So, fellow traders, I really hope that July was profitable for you, and I hope that August is going to be profitable for you too. And when you sit down at your trading platform, just remember, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So get out there and drain the banks. And do me a favor, if you have a Reddit account, would you go over there and give me some karma points, please? I appreciate it. And of course, click like, click subscribe, and share the video all over the internet. TheRumpledOne, signing out.